Dr. Sanjeev Singh, this is what is happening. The brazenness of probably, this is the most brazen that any political party or political leader could get. That we are seeing him openly distributing liquor bottles as a means to reach out to the voters. I mean, ye to had hai. I mean, should an election commission of India be coming down heavily on something like this? We had heard, I remember even before I came into politics, in journalism, I remember people talking about how political parties used to wait behind the dark, go have some sort of a setup to distribute alcohol. But today the brazenness is in the name of helping people has come down to this, that you're openly giving them alcohol bottles in the name of getting votes.
Yes, Aditi, I totally agree with you that it is high time the Election Commission stepped in, and it is a welcome step. We should not see it in terms of just politics like we've seen in the discussion so far. What we need to understand is that there is an urgent need for some sort of regulatory mechanism to be there. At least there should be a pressure point on political parties to ensure that they do not offer the moon to the voters just to come to power. We've seen what happened in Sri Lanka. We've seen the kind of debt that the Aam Aadmi Party government has inherited in Punjab. We know the kind of debt which is already there in Gujarat as well, and that's why the elections are coming up end of this year. So there is an urgent need for political parties to be more responsible when they make these announcements. What you are showing on your screens currently, that is just so different from the Raitu Bandhu scheme that was launched by KCR in 2018, which eventually brought them back to power. We've seen the DBT scheme being rolled out by the centre, which is being implemented in a very efficient manner, and that's why we saw the 2019 win from Narendra Modi. Similarly, for the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi and the promises they made in Punjab. But at the same time, we should not restrict political parties in the sense that if there is a party that comes up with a very ingenuous plan of how they plan to raise money for a particular freebie, then I think that leeway should be given. I remember the 2007 UP state elections, and in Sitapur there was a Congress candidate who actually made a budget for his own constituency. Why can't we have candidates making their own budgets for their own constituencies to see how they're going to balance the money and the infrastructure as well as the welfare schemes? I think it's a welcome step. We should move beyond politics and make sure that there is some sort of pressure on political parties to ensure that they are not going to bleed the next government just to come to power. But at the same time, there should be the flexibility that if there is a good innovative plan with a political party, they should be allowed to go ahead with that to the voters.
Dr. Sanjeev Singh, it was an interesting question that was raised by Salam Dharanidharan. Then why now? Why has the Election Commission of India entered into this discussion now? Is there a trend which the Election Commission of India maybe perceives as a dangerous trend in our country? Because this is a discussion that has started, a discussion that should have happened long back, but a discussion that has started in our country only in the course of the past 1 or 2 months. But why do you think Election Commission of India has jumped into this discussion now and not earlier? Or probably why now? Why at all?
See, Aditi, there is no way one can say why now. But we know that this debate has been on in the public domain for the past 5-6 years. In fact, more than that. So this discussion has been around within the Election Commission and with political parties for close to 6 years now. So there is nothing new about it. It's just that it so happens that the Election Commission has now moved ahead on it. And it's not, a decision that is cast in stone. They're basically asking for proposals. It's a sort of a stage where, you talk to political parties, you talk to all the relevant stakeholders and try to find a way. Because at the end of the day, this is a genuine problem. There needs to be some sort of pressure on political parties to ensure that what they promise is actually deliverable. And if it is deliverable, there needs to be a plan behind it. And that's not asking for much. So therefore, it is a very good discussion to have, and there is never a good time for anything to start. So the earlier, the better. The discussion has been on for a while, and I think it's high time that political parties need to get their act together and give a workable solution to the promises they make. We've seen, the example of all the different parties, be it the Congress, AAP or the BJP, they've actually delivered on many promises that they had made without actually disturbing, the budget too much. So there is that flexibility for political parties. I feel rather than playing the blame game of saying that A is corrupt and B is not delivered and C is a budget, as political parties, as responsible political parties,
Correct.
all of them need to take it in the right spirit and work towards it so that the promises they make to the voters, they are fulfilled in a
Absolutely.
legal
Completely
manner,
agree
in a
with you.
manner which does not affect the budget or the financial constraints of any state or the center.